IVM.
कृपया ध्यान दीजिए. The language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative. All right, cock and bull. Cyrus says becomes cock and bull, and of course we're in the middle of now part 2 of the pandemic. Doom and gloom from most people around. Before I get into that, a piece of happy information. I think we should always start on a positive note. And this is Jeff Bezos himself is tipped now to become the first trillionaire in the world. The odds-on favorite to be number one at becoming the first trillionaire ever. And I want to tell you, we played a very important part in that. Because by staying at home, we've made sure that he gets richer every single day. So remember, you're doing your bit to make the world a better place for Jeff Bezos. I think that's something. There's something positive.
Working Monday to Friday glued to your chair making you feel dull? Worry not. Get your 5-minute weekly dose of travel around the world with Postcards from Nowhere. Join me every Thursday as I explore the strange, obscure, and fascinating parts of the world and bring out facets of travel you may not have thought of before. You can find us on the IBM Podcast app, website, or wherever you get your podcast from.
With that, let's go straight into Silvery and Amit, who have joined me. Amit, of course, is reeling under the effects of a few people here and there around him. Not few, quite a few actually.
Quite a few, yeah.
Who have got hit by the virus. So suddenly it's hitting home again. As usual, we thought it was a little away from us. But then again, when it comes a little closer, it starts, I think some of us don't want to even think about it until it comes closer. And once it comes closer, it's like that, it's like marriage in a sense. Until you're in it, you don't know you're in it. Silvery.
Hey.
Hi, have you experienced any friends and family with this new surge?
No,
I just told him about 4 of his colleagues.
Yeah, that's true. But around me, dude, you won't believe this. My building right now has 12 cases in the building right now.
Oh my God. In your particular building?
So in my wing, there are 4 others. And so we are 4 wings. I'm in D wing. And in B wing, there are about 6 others. And then whatever. In all the 4 wings total, there are 12.
Right. Not to be insensitive about the whole thing, but it's a good time to buy in your building. I mean, if you guys have some extra cash on the side, this is where, the rich get richer, like Jeff Bezos. I hate to say, it's not like it's his fault that the world has gone into lockdown and hence we need his, platform more than anything else. But in a sense, there's always if you want to look at it positively, someone making good while things are going bad. There's actually that in any crisis. So just want to put that out there so that people start thinking of maybe ways to profit from pain.
It's actually really interesting what kind of businesses have transformed themselves completely, right? Like the e-commerce is one of them. They would the amount of uptake that's occurred on e-commerce right now is we're probably 5 years ahead of where projections were expected to be. Correct. Right? But also digital payments and things like that, right? Like literally, my Sabzi wala sends me a request for Google Pay.
Correct.
And I make a payment to him based on that, right? So I mean, it's just you're seeing this kind of acceleration towards things, of things which would not have moved this fast.
Yeah, which in a way is a good thing in a sense. But when we come out of it, let's see how it goes, because I think everybody will be spoilt with this staying at home and getting things done sort of thing, payment procedures and all that. I think that's going to stay. I don't see that shifting now, just because if and when the world gets better.
Yeah, no, I think once you learn how to do it, it's better. Right. I mean, like the idea that instead of having to pay cash to somebody, I can just press some buttons on my phone and money goes from my account to his account. There's no physical exchange of cash. Cash is inherently risky because it's bearer as opposed to something else which is certified. Right. So it makes I hope it stays.
Yeah, but there's one problem, and that's with people with chubby fingers like myself. I always do typos. I do typos all the time. So my big worry is, that it's supposed
send
to
extra money.
And I've sent 10,000. When my son uses the thing, I don't know. I'm so insecure about it. I always double check the cost. I ask him for the exact cost with the paise and all that, so I can sit and calculate it. But I'm terrified of my fingers pressing wrong buttons, sending terrible messages. Like the famous Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where he's supposed to write Larry Davis character has to write the condolence for the aunt-in-law. And
Oh,
instead
yeah.
of instead of AUNT, there's a typo and it's CUNT, and the whole show is based on that because now it's in the papers. But honest mistake. How do you reclaim it, bro? Yeah, with the cash situation, I must tell you, I always carry the right amount of cash, not a rupee more. So I don't normally get screwed in the old days. Like for example, we'd go drinking. Siri, this is sorry for your generation to really. I don't know if you've ever done this. I would remember that Hayward's. We used to buy that Hayward's 10,000, which was like the big beer, and mix it with vodka, and it would just cost 27 rupees, and the vodka would be 42 divided by 4 people or whatever. So I would take literally 39 rupees. Literally 39 rupees in cash and say, this is it. And then I'll run out. And then, Vikram, can you help? I don't have any more money. That's it. So I was always, but I paid my way. And then in case we had more, I was screwed. But it was always the exact sum. And I purposely did it because I never wanted to pay more. Paying more was just not an option. There's always, hopefully, one extra person comes and the division gets even better. But anyway, those were different days. So much for cash.
Cyrus, our Bengal elections correspondent has joined us.
What are you saying?
And all, huh?
Yeah.
Correspondent, Vasanti.
Correspondent, yes. Vasanti is on call.
The fact that we wanted to call her show Nach Vasanti has been thrown out of the window because this is a Nach of sorts that's happening in Bengal, quite away from our world here where we are in fear and gloom and doom and worried with it, more and more cases coming closer to our own homes. Vasanti, so take us to other people's problems. Behind you is a beautiful elephant, by the way.
The other people's problems that are not yours.
Wow, sorry, Vasanti, we got distracted.
Yeah. That elephant's impressive.
Yeah.
I would say, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the elephant in the land of the Royal Bengal tiger.
There are a few cross from Orissa and land up there. It's okay. What a beautiful looking guy. I think it's an African elephant, by the way. The ears are too big. I have to tell you my little knowledge. Going away from the elephant exodus for a second.
I'm amazed that none of us has yet made an elephant in the room joke.
Did you want to really?
Yeah.
No, I mean, like it needs to be done, right?
Get it out of the way then.
Yeah, I think I think it needs to be there.
Go for it.
Well, dude, you two are the comics. I'm not the
is Amit the elephant in the room in terms of Bengal politics? Yeah, that's a good point. You nailed it. Yeah. Okay, Vasanti, the stage is yours. Tell us what's happening. Take us away from Mumbai's COVID.
Tell us about the stuff you've been doing now. You sent us
all
some
those videos.
I mean, like, tell us about those things. Now,
also, Vasanti is in Cooch Behar right now, where the violence happened. That the 4 people that lost their lives at the polling election polling. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
She's there right now.
I don't think wow is the appropriate response. There's another elephant in the bloody room. But anyway, sorry. Go on, Vasanti. What's happening? Is it as violent as it's made out in the papers?
No. So here's the thing that I, in my travels, and which I call, Bangalorean in Bengal. That's the title, because that's true. Like, you're having a South Indian gaze on an East India state. And which is what I think a few friends say that, it makes it different because you're looking at it with new eyes in one sense. So yeah, I did.
Balanced viewpoint. Karnataka in Bengali stronghold. I mean, hopefully there's no axe to grind.
Yeah, no. All the axes have been safely packed away for South India, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, Kerala. I have come here nihatha, without any of those weaponry, because there's enough of Khela that obeys in the state. No, I mean, you don't need to add anything of your own. I just have to hold and be the reflector of voices. 10 minutes before I came in, I was doing some little bit of hard work for your show, Cyrus, which is that Antariksh had told me that, can you be ready to join us? And I was trying to get some voices of Cooch Behar on the episode that happened. Very unfortunate. 4 people lost their lives. And trust me, not one person was willing to speak on it. In fact, we went to a chaiwala who looked so genial, like ready to speak. And I said, Dada, Ki bolchi, what do you want to really say? What's your take? He said, Madam, Rajniti nahi bolega hum. हमसे कुछ नहीं, अभी हमको ये सब धंधा वगैरह चलाना है हमको. And he showed his little tea shack. But he gave me in that cooler, he just gave me a cup immediately without, but up chai lijiye, like you're so welcome in our place, but don't ask us about politics. I think that is more telling than what he could have told.
that's also a salute to the entrepreneurial spirit of the man, that he'd rather not get cowed down. I mean, he was a little cowed down, but he'd rather not lose the business, whatever happens. Sorry, Amit.
No, but that's somewhat contrary to the general experience in Bengal, isn't it? I mean, like I've always heard of it as a place where you can talk
Not if there's
politics with
not if
anybody.
there's violence and then the
I-
threat to.
That's a good point, Amit, because that's what my impression was when I came. I thought it's going to be like Bangalore, and you go into any place, "Yen sir, hegidira, coffee aita," all that. However, they will say "jol khabo" and everything, but the atmosphere of political speak is not at every place the same. However, I was in Murshidabad. Murshidabad is also one of the or considered volatile districts.
Dangerous areas.
Minority is a majority in some of those districts. So I was there. And at one place when I stopped, and I shared this on my social media as well, it was wonderful to have people who were so forthcoming with their views. And they said it like it is. Like at one place they said, "Didi hi aayega." Main koi shak hi nahi hai, ye Didi. And the anti-incumbency for TMC that many media people speak of is not anti-incumbency for Mamta. I think there are two different points. The people don't have any personal dislike for her. In fact, there is a grudging admiration for this woman who kind of takes on the Amit Shahs and the prime minister of the country.
But who will they vote for?
Who will they vote for? No, I'm saying it really depends on. Like yes, Siliguri. Let me tell you. It was so clear that it's BJP. It's so imminent to me. I mean, I might be wrong. I might have to eat my words along with the, not just the Rasgulla, but the Shingada, as they call the samosa. I thought it would be a fruit, but it turned out to be a samosa. But it was very obvious. And also Siliguri is a kind of an entry point into much of the Northeast. There's a lot of wealth that rides there. There's a lot of business.
The famous train, the toy train, no?
Yeah.
It's got that a lot of Hindi films and all have used that train. I've always had a little liking for that. Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying if we come to Pahar there, if I was to come to Pahar there, I would just sit on the train all day. It's very scenic, Amit, just to bring a breath of fresh air into Bengal politics.
It's very likely that you'll get to do all that, Cyrus. But to answer
as a BJP bastion in future. But so you're calling Siliguri, from what you get, the feeling you get is completely BJP, is it?
In Siliguri, I have no doubt in my mind that I could only see saffron all the way. There, in some places, it was not so imminent. Like I have come to Cooch Behar, even in between, like in places like Palakata, where I was talking to people, there is a lot of what I personally have begun to call it as a secret desire to vote for Modi while not saying so. I'll give you an example. In Sundarban, I was there in one place. And this is a place where, a primary school teacher, Shatarupa Majumdar, is trying to build an English medium CBSE curriculum school for children of tribals and BD workers there. I went there expecting that this is TMC area. I mean, in fact, 2016, that man Montal is a sitting TMC MLA. But what I could sense on talking to people was that, there was this thing ki kuch nahi hua hai, like nothing. We've given TMC enough of a chance. So we will now give this chance to BJP.
It's like my mutual friends, when they discuss me and my wife, they always take my wife's side, but deep down they want to take my side, but out of fear they don't. So what you're saying is underlying, we actually want to support BJP, but we'll just keep everybody happy with the politically correct thing for the area for now, which is to say Mondal and TMC and whatever. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
in this case, it's far
But then again, I want to make it very clear that these are, few pockets like Raiganj. We drove 8 hours from Murshidabad, Behrampur to Siliguri, which is really up north. There was this Dr. Chatterjee who was driving me in his car. And of course, I'm now leaking with knowledge about Bengal. He's an immensely knowledgeable man. We stopped at some places, even in places like Raiganj. Suddenly, BJP posters began to appear, which to me was a sign. Like in Murshidabad, that was not the case at all. I remember taking a picture and posting it, even from the Sundarban city, the lone lotus on this island, that we were about 10 kilometers from the Bangladesh border. So it's really tough to give this answer in binary, because that's what people want to know. Yaar, saaf batao kaun aa raha hai Paa mein? All my friends have, and even those who know that I'm traveling on, ask me so. But it's as much of a suspense to the people of Bengal as much as it is, because since many of them there's this undercurrent of wanting to vote for the BJP while not wanting to say so. Like this Chaiwala I met. I'm not trying to say that he will cast his vote for BJP, but there's so much of a double layer. You can't read that so easily. And certainly I don't claim to be any expert. I'm like Huan Song. I'm just a traveler across Bengal, and I'm noting what
Is it Huan Sang or Huan De Sang?
It's
Because the T always troubled me in history books.
No, Huan Sang.
Because Fa Hen was much easier, I felt. It was a Fa and it was a Hen.
No.
Fa Hen was the other famous traveler.
No. Pathak
From that part of the world.
Pathak sir used to say Faheen.
What the hell?
UP. I schooled in UP, and he said Faheen.
Oh, by the way, UP has shut schools, which tells you two things. One is they can be quite dynamic when they want to, and two, they have schools in UP. So just clarify. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Now, you've said something which is slightly, I won't say controversial, but now I'm actually a little stunned. I've never thought of us as deceptive voters. I feel there's a certain sophistication for that. Political consciousness and the fact that you don't want to put your cards on the table. It's for a different culture perhaps, but what you're saying is that what they say is not what they mean. Literally going to read between the lines sometimes.
There's a reason, like from what we heard even from the business guys yesterday in Siliguri. I did a Facebook live from there, and one of the guys said that, listen, it's not like Mamta is a bad leader. She has her plus points. For example, she brought the Hartal culture to a stop, which was a huge boon for people in the industry because.
But she started the Hartal culture also.
That was a commie thing, yeah.
Yeah, okay. You look at it that way, but if you look at how the Tatas were thrown out and a few other businesses were not welcome, it's almost like the same thing.
Protesting a plant is different than general Hartal.
It comes to the same thing.
No, dude,
you're shutting down work. You're shutting down work. That's the end objective is the same.
So a targeted protest is, I think, a different thing. And again, I'm not a big Mamta fan or anything like that, right? But a targeted protest is different than shut down the city. They're two different things, dude.
The end objective is to make sure no commerce happens, no work happens, no trade happens.
No, this was about making sure that one plant did not happen. It was not about making sure no commerce happened.
One plant would have,
I agree.
so many different things.
Dude, Cyrus, you don't have to tell me pro-business.
You removed Parsis from Calcutta in one shot.
Gentlemen, I have 4 minutes more, after which I have to run because I only have half a day more in Cooch Behar and I have 3 people to interview.
Stop that.
And
Vasanthi, that's very mean. You're making us look really bad because you're the only person working really hard like a professional with a proper, you follow a certain canvas and there's a certain profundity to your thought. And then we come back to us where I'm going to discuss a woman who chased my dog in the morning.
Cyrus, you have your wife. I have my mother. I have to show my mother that
they look the same, is it?
I'm telling you, when she watches this, she'll say, my God, my daughter is doing something extraordinarily important in Bengal. That justifies her staying away from home for 17 days. So your show is not just your show, it's useful to me in some ways, which is why I'm saying that
it's all right. We're not used to compliments. Don't worry.
And since she's not on Facebook, there's no way I can show off my busyness otherwise. So when I say things like that, samjha karo, there's something more.
Yeah, fair enough. But what you've done is you've opened our eyes to a far more complex sort of weaving of the minds in Bengal than I thought. Yeah. Not to say that Bengal has not been given a lot of importance in terms of intellectual property, etc.
Prashanto,
but who is this gentleman? Please bring him into the frame.
No. There is Prashanto Kumar Roy, this young person of Cooch Behar, with whom I sat in the same elephant setting wala. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you one little detail. When I was calling,
sounding like me. One thought stops in the middle and the second one starts. Go on.
You're inspiring. So I was on the bus to Cooch. I was in the bus to Cooch Behar, and I was trying to call up the hotel. And I was asking him, "Kya dada ye hai, wo hai, Wi-Fi hai, this thing." And at one point, he tried to be patient with me, and he said, "Dekhiye, madam, Didi jab aata hai na, Cooch Behar yahi rukta hai." So I am staying in a hotel where Didi stays when she comes to Cooch Behar.
Is that really true, or he's just saying that? Yeah.
No, everyone from the security, but they don't make a big deal of it. And I also learned one more nugget that from here there's a circuit house where she comes when she's coming as a chief minister. When she's coming as a party leader, Trinamool political person, then she comes to this hotel. And in fact, I also heard from some people that she doesn't function from the room where Buddhadev Bhattacharya used to this thing. So there are very, very clear boundaries of where she wants to put out her work from. So I'm saying
But my question is, does she pay?
I will definitely do this for you to go through the ledgers and certainly, amidst my election travels, I will check entries and
especially when you come not in your official capacity as a chief minister, which may allow you some perks, fair enough, but as a leader of a party, even if it's a ruling party, then you should be paying, right?
Yeah.
Even if you come as a chief minister, you should be paying.
Yeah, and that's very central to the West Bengal mood. Election. This thing that we're talking about.
This ethics here. 4 people dying at a canvas booth was not so important, but this ethics of whether she paid or not. Fair enough. Hey, Amit, by the way, if I was chief minister, I'll not be paying. What's the point of being the number one guy in the state? I'll be like, no. I'll make a pretense of
the government will cover your costs.
No, why should the government cover? The hotel owner will be saying, sir, aapse paisa nahi. You know how many people
somebody's
have not charged
going to pay, no?
Yeah.
That's 1.5 minutes more.
The citizen has to pay. That's the way politics is run. We always pay in some way. Sorry. 1 minute left. Back to you.
8.
Who you talked about that gentleman next to you? He had a very long name for a young man.
He's not coming into the frame. I even invited him. He's the editor of a magazine that that is in a way the voice of a community that I am getting to learn about and which is very important politically. In fact, Amit Shah also made a statement this morning, or rather I saw on the Bangla channel this morning about the Rajabangshi community, which has a rich, heritage and history. And it is that, in a way it's not been spoken about much, but there's a lot of history to them. And there is this political party that's trying to woo them. And, their votes will count in Cooch Behar region. Did you say it's 60% of Cooch Behar, Prashant? Yeah, so he's not coming in the frame, but he's giving me very, all the information that I need. 60% of Cooch Behar.
Can you put his fingers in the frame so we know there's a person there? That would be great.
Just say hello from there so that he knows that I'm not lying.
Hello.
Okay, great. Ask him if he watched the KKR match yesterday and was he happy with the 2 openers?
Now that to say that I'm not lying.
Hi.
Say
Have you met KKR's opening game last night?
देखा क्रिकेट देखा आपने? नहीं देखा.
Cricket नहीं देखा.
People have actual things to do.
No.
Part of the country.
Give me a minute. The country is just falling apart. People are dying left, right, and center. And now Bengalis don't follow sport anymore. What's going on?
Mohan Bagan, he would have watched.
Don't worry. The Mohan Bagan days are gone. Now they are following EPL and La Liga. No one's following Mohan Bagan anymore. Not even Mohan Bagan supporters.
I'm so 19th century, as you can see in this photo.
Really.
He's saying Tata.
Bye-bye.
That's it.
Tata, no. She said she removed Tata.
That's a good one. I really concede all the things you have said in this show. I concede this was a good one.
Can I just ask you one question? So what do you mean by this community all votes in one way? The sub-community that he represents?
No, so see, some of the communities, like for example, the Motuwas, who are the Hindu Dalits who came from the East Bengal side during and after partition, have become a very important vote bank. They are somebody who are politically aware of their identity, and after having been neglected all these years, are in a way coming onto their own. We also saw the Prime Minister when he was in Dhaka actually pay, his respects
because of their vote bank power.
Of course, yeah. Likewise, in this region of North Bengal, there is this very important community, and I had no idea, which is why I was trying to even understand, the Rajabangshi dialect, Cyrus, and this is an interesting point even for you, Amit, is that he was saying that there is a certain way, you would say a Bangla line and then the corresponding Rajabangshi dialect line, and the people of, let's say, Calcutta, the Bhadralok or West Bengal would, in a manner, look down on that it's not Bangla enough.
Oh.
And so there are these divisions. I heard about it even from my Bengali friends about this. Remember, I told you last time about East Bengal, West Bengal, and in this case, I would say you could call it the indigenous, people who are more indigenous to North Bengal, the Rajabangshis. If you have heard of something called the Kamtipura Liberation Front, there was also a demand for separate statehood. Simply because, as I've heard people say, that the left parties totally neglected this community that has their own dialect, poetry, literature, music. I'm going to be beating one of the, singers. What's her name? Molina Roy. I'm going to record her music in a little while for the Pickle Jar Pole Express thing. But I'm saying that they were, even in the census, I believe they were asked to write their language as Bangla, not Rajabangshi, which means
What's the
that to say
difference?
that you
It's a dialect of Bangla.
it's not a dialect of Bangla. One quick reminder for anyone who's watching: the Cooch Behar was actually a royalty. We are talking about a kingdom that was the maternal home, Maika of the late Maharani Gayatri Devi, considered one of the most beautiful women in the world. I saw her the palace. There's a whole. It's almost like Mysore. You keep seeing these palaces across this little town.
It's also a famous train and a famous cricket tournament, but I don't want to bring it up because it would sound petty. Huh.
Yeah. I'm glad we are staying the course on this.
We all have different cultural isms growing up. My Kuch Bihar experiences are very different. I didn't know about this tribe native to the area who used to are distinctly different in their subcultural sort of dynamic. But I can't believe that they're not. If you speak Bengali, you'll understand what they're saying, right? It's derived from Bengali, the dialect.
Yeah. So
they can't be so different. It's not like they're.
No. But see, unfortunately, Prashanta was not coming into the frame. But he even demonstrated how a same sentence would sound. It's like a "Kya ho raha hai?" Like in UP where I grew up, it was very normal to say "Kya ho raha hai?" But you don't say that in Hindi. You would say "Kya ho raha hai?" as if you are this. Matlab Shuddha Hindi bolne wale. So then.
Oh, you come to my house, you'll hear all the genders. No. Ignore.
Thank God I didn't. I have poor hearing.
Selective hearing is very good for politics. Selective hearing.
So the palace, by the way, is modeled on the Buckingham Palace. It's beautiful. It's serene and stunning.
In Cooch Behar.
In Cooch Behar. I will continue to send pictures to Antariksh and to anyone who's interested. Is that it's a very different region of North Bengal. It's not something you can club with other districts because this was a royal kingdom which said yes to join India, and next we know it's turned into a district, and then it's neglected. So many of these separate statehood demands, which we don't understand when we're sitting back in our states, whether in Karnataka or Maharashtra, is that there is really people who are saying, hello, this is our identity, our food and culture. You can't come and impose the standard Bangla, this thing on it and saying that this is the pure one. This is what it is. In fact, it was very poignant for me when Prashanta shared in some villages that mothers would tell their children when they speak in this particular dialect,
this is a bit of an eye-opener for Vasanthi, sorry to interrupt. This is a bit of an eye-opener for us because we always saw the Bengali culture very strong about their language. Okay, if you grew up with Bengalis, etc. To find that there's a divisiveness in that language itself and then other cultural bits that they seem to not agree on.
Yeah.
This is a real eye-opener for me. Also, very strong, homogeneous culture in terms of language, food, and things like that.
No, even in Darjeeling, I got to experience this. I'm by the way, taking the afternoon train back to Darjeeling. I mean, to Siliguri and then Darjeeling. And so they were saying, and to me, I was like, oh, wait a second. Bengalis are opposing the Hindi imposition, which is why there's this whole resistance, among other factors, to BJP. And here in North Bengal, there is this opposition to this thing to the Bangla imposition on their culture, which is a lot Nepali, which is a lot Rajabangshi, which is so much distinct here and cannot be given this one umbrella of, Bengali or Bangla. So I think which is what I literally spent 2.5 hours understanding and taking notes from him. Hopefully, I will write about it as well. And it's not a very happy story for those who actually, gave hospitality to those who were coming in during the partition. The Hindus were coming in from the current Bangladesh and that time East Pakistan side. And then later on to see that they themselves, had to kind of let go of many of their rights and their identity consumed in the Bangla culture. It's a story that needs to be told.
Yeah, Silvery, you haven't said a word. Obviously, you're opposed to Bengali culture of any kind. The entire podcast is just shot by you. It's like you're back in physics class in the 10th standard in school. It's just not paying attention to a single word. I want you to repeat the name of the community so that we know that we have learned our lesson well. And the answer is?
They are from Cooch Behar.
So you wasted your time again.
You know why he's doing that? Because he was trying to pass off the question to you. Cyrus, let's hear you say it.
Rajabangshi.
Good Lord. Someone hold me. Gosh.
No. That young boy will misunderstand. You've got to go on a train with him to Siliguri. It's a very romantic setting. Don't say things like that.
He's not coming with me to Siliguri. I'm traveling.
Dr. Bhattacharya.
Ekla chalo.
But why Ikla? Where's you always have an advisor with you, right?
Which is who?
You've always had one person with you who tells you about the area,
What?
isn't it?
How I wish.
No?
Excuse me, this is the time where I again show.
But you had Dr. Bhattacharya drove you left, right, and center, Murshidabad, this, that, the other.
No. So, okay, here's the thing. There are enablers on the way. Like Dr. Chatterjee came in from point A to point B. Then from there, I do my solo travel. Then I get connected to this young person here. And, and then somewhere else, your network of women journalists enable you to meet someone else. But otherwise, I am like that person that Rabindranath Tagore said, walk alone, akla chalo.
I'm like that person that Radiohead said, I'm a creep. And I'm now feeling even worse. Because now Bengali politics has been turned on its head for us by you. With this complex. First, I'm still reeling from the first fact, which is what they say will not be what they mean, which means how the hell are you ever going to get the truth from any sample poll, especially oral sample poll?
No. So I'm saying that there are enough vocal people. Nothing that I can say about one place is true about another. But there is certainly no doubt in my mind that in many of these places, there is this, and some of them have said, off hai na camera, and then go on to say, and then they say, कि हम ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते क्योंकि हमें यहाँ पर यहीं पर रहना है. And particularly, there was an atmosphere of, let's say, by the ruling TMC dispensation. Last time also we spoke about it, that this sort of unleashed terror and high-handedness. So I think there's a very valid reason for their not speaking up, and I respect that.
Okay. Anyway, I think Vasanti, you've had a really good time of it. You seem filled with positive energy, so you're really enjoying the process. I don't know about the Bengali voter, but you are, and enjoying the different regions and the train journeys or what have you. But we have to take a quick break. Sylvie just sent me a message saying Vasanti is talking too much, way above the 9 minutes that you had given her.
Yeah.
You have broken all world records here on our show. We thank you for that because we had nothing else to talk about. So thank God you came. But we're going to go to a quick break. And I think we'll let you go and then we'll come back and do our AMAs. But just one last, you come on now, call the election for us. 1 week back, you were like on a 50-50 with TMC slightly ahead. Now?
No. I think it's in North Bengal. I said where I am in North Bengal, it's advantage BJP.
So you're only telling me the regional score at the moment. You're not giving a holistic score.
Oh yeah, right. I'm so, I've so traveled through I've traveled through Malda and I have और क्या बचा है यहाँ पर प्रशांतो और भी तो मुझे and I'm not even gone to Darjeeling yet. There's Kalimpong which I wanted to go to, but then there's an Amit Shah rally there and I can't see the Kanchenjunga if I go there.
Because the rally will block out the Kanchenjunga?
Because the curbs will mean to say that humble people like us will be somewhere probably away from the view.
If you don't get it there, we have a building in Beach Candy called Kanchenjunga.
Yeah? Is it golden, Kanchenjunga?
It's horrible to look at.
No, it's beautiful. What are you saying?
Not the real Kanchenjunga.
No, the Charles Korea building. The beautiful Charles Korea building, yeah.
See, finally it spoke. It took Mumbai to say Kanchenjunga.
Architecture. Remember, not the mountain. Kanchenjunga itself per se, nothing happened. When we went into buildings of South Mumbai, he was like, yes, I'm interested again.
All right, people.
All right. Thank you so much, Vasanti.
Vasanti, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Most welcome. Amit Jachi. Bye-bye.
Amit Jachi. Amit Doshi. Sounds a little Bengali. Amit Jachi. Amit Doshi. Amit Chachi.
Okay. In Rajabangshi dialect, it's apparently called Mui Geno. Learn a new word.
Mui Geno. For bye.
Yeah. Geno. मैं चलता हूँ.
Mui Geno.
Any finger doesn't matter in Bangla.
No, I'll do this I have a friend called Kunal. He gets exasperated when you use different words which he can't understand. So I'll use this only for him. Yeah. And that puzzle look for 15 minutes is worth the effort. Bye, Vasanti. We're taking a quick break.
Bye.
I heard about a huge new offer. All you have to do is this IPL season, during the power play overs, my new power play overs are very important, pay off your bills on cred. I repeat that, just pay off your bills on cred during power play overs, and if you win after that, you'll get your name and your face shown in Stadia on Star Sports channel every day. Can you believe that? You'll become a living legend in your lifetime. You'll become as famous as me.
I'll also mention that I really like that Rahul Dravid ad. That worked really well. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Cred ad?
Yeah. I've heard a lot about it.
Oh, you got to see it. Rahul Dravid.
I do want to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know why, but
My favorite moment is he throws coffee on an old lady's face. I mean, that's
Rahul
kind of
Dravid?
violence. Yes. I mean, it's in the ad. She's been paid to get the coffee on her face.
Okay, I understand that. But okay.
Erin Driver and him, and they're fighting. The montage begins with that. He abuses and shouts and throws the coffee. I was like,
Okay.
that's so beautiful, really.
But our message that we are supposed to provide is not as much as we love the Rahul Dravid ad, is that people are supposed to pay their bills during the break, right?
Was that our message?
I think that's our brand message.
Okay, then let's go with that new version of the same message. That
Yeah,
during the break
so
is a
basically, no, not during the break. So during the power play overs of the IPL matches, pay your credit card bill via Cred, and if you win, your name and face will be projected in stadium and shown on the Star Sports channel every day.
Right.
So basically that's what we're telling people, that please go pay your bills with Cred during the break.
During the power play overs, brother, you got to make that distinction.
Sorry,
Yeah.
during the power play overs. Exactly.
All right. Fair enough.
Yep.
I, of course, while I've endorsed this whole business, I personally don't like paying. So I'll get around to it slowly. Thanks to Cred, I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All
So IPL is
now-
going on. Cock a
Have
hoop,
you been
no
watching?
problem. I've been watching, but I can't watch the second half because it's way past my bedtime. They have no sense of time. You're supposed to do a 1.5 hour event, which always goes into 2 hours for 1 half for some reason. I mean, they fined MS Dhoni 12 lakhs. 12 lakhs to slow over it for the second game, the Chennai game.
But it's supposed to be 2 hours to 1.5
Oh, it's
hours.
1.5 hours
side.
each side with 50 minutes
Oh,
break. That should,
right.
for me, me and time, I get very angry. I don't understand why they aren't. Anyway, so 12 lakhs they fined Dhoni, which is, he doesn't, I mean, it's so little money for him. He said, like, why even bother calling me? but for you and me, 12 lakh fine, I would
That's a
immediately
lot
make
of
sure.
money.
Yeah, they do, especially, when you're bowling second, you do tend to take a lot of time as the match gets closer and closer, changing things, arguing, it just naturally seems to happen.
But, it's difficult to regulate time, right? Because again, then you got to over legislate if you're going to regulate time. You got to be like, okay, between each ball, you must have only this much time, and you got to do like all that kind of stuff, right?
No. The thing is, if the batting team is holding them up, then the umpire should interfere. Because the batting team can just suddenly say, "Oh, there's somebody walking here," and take a minute to restart. But if it's from the fielding team's perspective, they have to get on with it, man. What the hell are they doing, hanging around between overs, chatting, calling their girlfriends, having a drink on the sidelines? Just get on with it. I think that there's a little bit of fining won't hurt. We need
So
the game
I think one of the challenges that's been there, which I read is also there in the IPL, though I haven't watched much yet. Not watched zero this time, watched a little bit, but not watched much. But one of the challenges I heard is that third umpire takes too long.
Third umpire takes too long. Maybe there are too many options for allowing the third umpire. Maybe they can shut that down and say, no, you can't. This decision can't be wasted on. This technology has caused a lot of problems because you want technology. Then how do you please everybody? But if you want technology, the paradox is technology takes longer. Technology which makes you do everything faster actually takes longer in sport. Because the moment you go to VR,
actually, it's not that technology takes longer. Technology takes longer when you combine it with human interaction. If you just let technology make the decision, you'll have the decision.
So then you're saying that the decision is made live.
Yeah.
Immediately the technology has said, okay, it's LBW. Umpire, don't waste time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then what will
but then that's the romance of the game that everybody
romance
wants
of the game, and it's not such a clear mathematical sort of scoreline when it comes to where the ball pitched, where was the camera exactly, is it 100% in line, how it's
no, so
even
LBW,
in tennis and football.
No, I'm sorry, but LBW is math, dude. I mean, like, it's physics. Like before wicket.
But if we accept that that's what actually happened, if we accept that what they're showing is where the ball landed,
dude,
just outside leg stump, for example,
you have to make it so that
where's the tracker position, Amit?
But that is
it so central from the middle stump of the next thing?
Absolutely. And if it's not central, dude, accounting for angles is not exactly rocket science here.
Yeah, but I still think it's not as 100% accurate as you think.
I'm telling you that LBW is just physics. That's the easy one. Catches
how do you gauge the bounce
like that?
How do you gauge the bounce?
Going over the physics, stumps. Speed, ball positioning where it's rounded.
Each spot on the pitch can be a little different.
But then you have the trajectory of the ball after it bounces. There is enough information for LBW.
But the trajectory is
perfectly.
No, I'm not happy with the bounce. For example, I'm not happy with the line sometimes.
But
It's
the
a little
trajectory
difficult for me
is
to
there.
say.
No, you're not basing the trajectory on history. You're basing the trajectory on after the bounce. You calculate how much the ball is angled up. That trajectory is visible. How much
But
the
the
ball is
pace,
angled to the left or the right.
the pace with which the ball is left the hand doesn't necessarily account for
But the
what bounce he'll
but
get.
the pace at which the ball bounces will account for things. No, this is not
No,
related physics. LBW is physics. LBW is not the problem. The problem is catches. The problem.
in fact, for me, catches are not the problem because catches you can see whether the hands are gone underneath or not. You keep
No, but that's
zooming
but
in,
that
zooming in,
is
zooming in until you can see.
no. But catches become because you're always assuming the human intervention piece of it, right? And you need that for catches to a degree which you don't need for LBW.
Are you talking
and
about the
don't
edge?
need for
Are you talking about
run-outs.
the edge from the bat? You're talking about the edge from the
Yeah,
bat. You zoom in and
the
zoom in
edge
and
on the
zoom in.
bat.
And
Just the
No, I'm okay
no,
with
no.
that. You've got the audio options, which tell you whether it's touched or not. You've got the visual options which tell you whether it's touched or not. You've got the hotspot which creates the hotspot as it touches. So even a
Right.
sliver is good enough. I'm okay with all that.
Oh.
I'm not okay with taking bounce readings and length readings and line readings.
But
Because
how
I'm
can
not
you
I'm not
not
sure.
be? It is Cyrus, if it's calculated for each individual delivery and not based on the past. How can you not be? Because it is showing you exactly what happened. Ball came in at a 30-degree angle, hit at this spot on the pitch, bounced off at 25 degrees to the left of where it was, and was going up at an angle
But
of
in
40
that spot on
degrees.
the pitch, there might have been a tuft of grass,
But
which they didn't account
you're
for.
calculating the after part. Huh? You're calculating what
But
happens
that tuft
after
of
it
grass can make
bounces.
all the difference. There may have been
But
a
but
stone
Cy-
patch,
but Cyrus, you
which they
are
haven't
looking
accounted
what's
for.
happening afterwards, no? You
No.
have the distance between the bounce and where it hits the guy's pad. That distance is giving you a trajectory as well.
Okay, fair enough if that's what you think, but I'm still not convinced when it comes to LBW.
Okay, all right.
And we wasted our entire show on that. So let's go to the third umpire, Silvery.
Yeah. Someone has commented, guys, there's video of the match. You can just watch it. Can we get to one topic before we move on to the comments?
Sure.
The Delhi High Court has announced that anyone, even if a single person is traveling in a car,
But didn't we discuss this last week? The mask? You have to wear a mask while even if you're one person in the car. It makes no sense.
yeah, makes no sense.
Yeah, really.
Okay, so then there's one more topic, COVID related. The Bombay High Court questioned Sharad Pawar got his second dose of the vaccine at home. And Bombay High Court questioned, why is the Neta getting a vaccine at home if no one else is getting a vaccine at home? Because there's a reason that you have to get a vaccine at one of the centers. If,
What is the reason?
The reason is that you have to have a doctor to monitor. You have to they have to observe you for 30 minutes to see the adverse effects, if any, and so that then I don't know, whatever, they got to quarantine for those 30 minutes with the doctor.
So if the ball hits the pitch and then goes towards the top of the pad and the trajectory is showing the top of the bail is hit, is it
Right.
out or not out?
It should be out, shouldn't it?
But now they're saying if it's half a ball, it's out. If it's less than half a ball, it's not out. Sorry,
If it
Silvery,
touches, if it touches, it should be out. If it's out, it's out. But see, that's the rule of cricket. I don't know the rule of cricket that deeply. If it's, but I mean, like I'm assuming the idea is that if you hit the stumps, you're out. So bails are parts of the bails are a part of the stumps.
Yeah, so that's another area of conjecture. Having half a ball versus having a full ball.
Why?
So,
If it hits, it hits.
yeah, but they've used a half a ball call.
But
As against less than half a ball, which still hits and could drop the bail, is given not out. It's like that.
But so now you're getting into a very, very edge case. Now, how many times is less than half the ball?
It happens all the
bail?
time. I'm playing
Less
the
than
damn
half
game.
the ball hitting the bail?
Of course, it happens all the time. It's not like it doesn't happen. Obviously, it doesn't happen every second match, every second wicket, but it happens. Sorry, we're cutting
Sure it
away
does.
from Silvery.
Yeah, I know.
Silvery, what were you saying?
No, I was just talking about Sharad Pawar getting a shot at home,
Which is
and-
also very important. Huh? So
Yeah,
why do you have to do it in the hospital?
because whatever the reasons are, the doctor has to observe a 30-minute period, have to observe you for 30 minutes. so
Post. Yeah, they made us
post.
wait. They made us wait.
Yeah, to see if
But,
you're,
but,
if
but,
you're showing
but
any
here,
adverse
that
effects
can be done with the doctor standing by him for
but-
30 minutes.
But I think the main problem is that if everyone has to go to the centers, even the PM and and Amit Shah, the Home Minister,
No, but
went to-
he's just recovering from a surgery. To take his side for a minute, he just had a gallbladder surgery in the middle of the second part of that surgery or something like that. It's possible that it wasn't a wise move to move him. I'm thinking that they should allow people to come home for senior
That's true.
citizens and
Either
older
e-
people, and I don't see why that's a bad thing. In fact, I would definitely do it for my dad, who I've not taken yet, because he's
exactly
80 plus.
either everyone should be allowed to do it from home, or like people like say senior citizens should be allowed to do it from home.
So your
or
point
no
is
one should be allowed to do it
that
from
they shouldn't be using their power
I mean,
influence.
yeah, ideally.
Oh, okay. But what do
No,
you feel
no,
if half the ball hits the stump? Should it be given out or not out? Or doesn't matter?
No, half the stump should be not out, Cyrus.
Half the stump. Okay. If half the ball hits half the stump. Yeah, that's the point.
Half
Correct.
the ball is out.
the bail has to drop. If the bails drop, it's out.
See, this is a very
Is it?
good point that some cricketers have asked for. They said now, if it's a fast bowler, for example, a 140 km ball, and half the ball is hitting half the stump, as you pointed out, and yet it's given not out because it's maybe a little less than half. But their point is that kind of power generated by a 140 km express delivery, which is hitting that bit, will still rattle the bail.
It did. I mean, like, I'm sorry. I have granted I haven't watched much cricket in the last 15 years, right? But before I used to watch quite a bit. The number of times when the ball would hit the stumps and the bails would not fall is minuscule. It's like really.
Yeah, but
minuscule.
they've got these strange points.
No, but I mean, like, I'm sorry, but if I can't think of how many times I've seen the ball hit the stumps and the bails not fall. It's like I can think of like I
It's
remember
very
seeing
rare.
that once
It's very
in the
rare.
80s.
But they've got this algorithm over in their heads that 1/3 of the ball is not good enough, and 1/3 of the ball is good enough. If you ever played any
It
cricket,
is.
it just
It
touches
is.
the
So
thing.
the algorithm is wrong, no? But the idea, but
No, but it's
the
also
algorithm
based
is
on
wrong.
some science, as you said. You're a big fan of this science. It's
I
based
am a
on
big fan of the
science,
science.
and they've come up with a proportionate scorecard saying that percentile-wise, this is where we're 100% guaranteeing you that the bail will fall, and this less than this, it will not fall. So it's all based on some sort of maths,
Okay.
rightly or wrongly.
I don't
will-
disagree.
Let's get back to the.
Yes,
We're
let's get
missing the
back.
point. We've got so many important. Bro, this show is going
Yeah.
on for 2 hours. I've got to
Yeah,
walk
let's-
dogs and drink milk.
Let's get to the AMS. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week, Siet Tires and thewholetruthfoods.com. So this week on Advertising is Dead, Varun was joined by Mansi Zaveri. She shares her experience of running a community for parents of young kids and teenagers and of hosting a podcast along the same lines. Gauri Devidayal was joined by Divya Thani on This Round is on Me. Divya works as a global editorial director with Condé Nast Traveler. They discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly of a travel writer's job. On Candid Kanan, Sid is in conversation with Adarsh Gaurav, who recently scored a BAFTA nomination for his role in the Netflix adaptation of The White Tiger. They talk about his role in the show, life pre and post stardom, and so much more. On Nagla Station Adulthood, Ritash and Ayushi talk about the precious time and opportunities lost to the lockdown and share their post-COVID wish list. When it comes to cricket this season, we have you covered. In English, we have Edges and Sledges, which do their show live on YouTube. They look for announcements over there. And for our Hindi listeners, we have Khel Niti, hosted by Rajiv Mishra and ex-Indian cricketer Sabah Kareem. This show is live streamed on YouTube every day at 9:15. Definitely do check these out, and let's get you back to your show.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me.
Let's get to the AMS. The first one comes from Tarun Kaushik. Hey, Tarun. He says, why do you think the mainstream/national media are not concentrating and showing the Tamil Nadu elections as much as they're showing the Bengal elections? Is it because there's too much drama with the BJP involved directly? What do you guys think? This question would have been great for Vasanti.
The answer is very clear. Media is now completely power-borrowing the BJP. And although the BJP is playing a role in Tamil Nadu politics, they are trying to upset the apple cart single-handedly in Bengal. And that's a much bigger deal for them. And so all the non-vernacular press is behind that show. And if you notice, because we've got this lockdown in Maharashtra, it went off the boil a little bit. But otherwise, even Mumbai papers were filled with Bengal elections. So I think it's clearly a case of the media chasing the ruling government, especially the media we are part of or read, which is English Hindi.
Yeah, I buy that.
Yeah.
I buy that. The Bengal elections are also a little more competitive than Tamil Nadu elections are, aren't they?
No. Tamil Nadu elections also a bit of a dogfight at the moment. There's normally anti-incumbency, that's what they say, but who knows what's going to happen. AIA, DMK have lost two of their stalwarts, one by death and one by retirement or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But and DMK is expected to win if you look at the form book. But right now, no one can call it really. It's very interesting. But I think the main reason is that only the BJP is the factor. And the BJP's moment is in Bengal. If they upset the apple cart there, they've really gone a long way into taking over the whole of India, in a sense. The South, of course, we'll see. They are playing the role of alliance partner and all that, but it's a lesser role. Well, in Bengal, it's all them. You heard what she had to say. People are actually supporting TMC, but actually wanting them to win. Who knows? The complex fiber of the mind here. It's a bit like the ball. Bengal elections are like the ball. It's like less than half the ball hitting the stumps. The same concept with the voters thinking. They're saying that part of them is saying TMC, and then part of them is saying no, I'll go with BJP. It's a mathematical equation that we still don't have an answer to. Even she's not calling it. Vasanti is not willing to call it yet, which tells you that there is no clear dog in the fight.
Yep.
True. All right. The next one comes in from Venu Gopal. He says, Amit Doshi, what do you think about planned obsolescence by giant companies like Apple and others?
It's thievery. Yeah, you know what planned obsolescence means, right?
It sounds like no sex.
They're becoming obsolete slowly. Is that it?
The idea that when you buy an iPad, 3 years later, it's no longer going to work because the iOS operating system that you need. Apple does that. Microsoft does that. Google does that. HP does that with the printer cartridges. Everybody does that, right?
Because they want you to buy more of their
They want you to buy new stuff, right? And it's absolute thievery, right? I was listening to an episode about printer cartridges, from, I think it was Planet Money or somewhere else. I can't remember, but they were talking about this, right? Where HP literally went into people's computers and said that if they have a refilled cartridge rather than an HP original cartridge, destroy their printer. Right? I mean, like, they literally did that kind of stuff, right? So I mean, like, it's
but in defense of animals all over the world, the argument would be that we are taking technology forward, so we don't want to retain obsolete technology.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when I buy something, it should work for as long as it works. Now, it shouldn't be planned obsolescence. The obsolescence should not be part of your corporate strategy. If it happens, it happens.
But is it an Indian thing? Like, we don't like to give up the project. We like to get the paisa vasool out of the toothpaste till it's completely gone.
Yes.
So is it more like an Indian thing or Asian thing rather than a Western thing?
No, I don't know that that's the case, right? Because like in some of these cases, it's pure property rights, right? It is my property which you are making obsolete. If I have an iPad 5, right, and you are forcing me basically you are forcing all apps to update so that they are using an iOS version which came out in 2020 at a minimum. My iPad was bought in 2015. If I am to upgrade it to the 2020 version of the iOS, my iPad will basically come to a stop. But I cannot use any of the apps without doing that. Right? This is a problem that all people with iPads face at some point, right? That, I mean, like, the iPads are no longer able to update the iOS because it is not working if you do, and apps won't work on your iPad if they're not. It's ridiculous. It's thievery.
Remember, very often these companies would market their products as the last phone you'll need to buy, the last laptop you'll need to buy. And that is never the case. I remember a few years back, Google had this project, which is now since been discontinued, but there was a project called Project Ara, in which they were developing modular smartphones. In the sense, the screen size would be the same, but say your camera module, your camera, say 15 megapixel, say you're not happy, you want 40 megapixel. You can just change the camera module. Say the processor, you're not happy with the processor speed, you want to update the processor. You can just change the processor and you don't have to change, the phone still remains the same.
But Cedric, going back to your advertising point for a second, it's more the case of the next generation rather than the last. Huh? They use language which is more about the future always rather than it's the end of the past. As far as I can see, the hoardings and all and the kind of language they use in advertising, it's always about the next gen, the next generation, the next, line in this.
Indian technology advertising particularly is kind of interesting, right? Because when you look at hardware products being advertised in India, there are two types of it. One is the Oppo, Vivo, who are trying to build a brand and trying to do this, right? But when you talk about Apple, when you talk about Samsung, when you talk about Microsoft, by Microsoft, I mean the Windows laptop, Microsoft laptops, when you talk about these premium products, it's almost always aspirational rather than trying to get people to buy it right now, then and now. You're trying to get people to buy it. Like today, the number of people who can afford an iPhone in India is very low, but the number of people who buy a 3-generation old iPhone is actually pretty high, right? Like right now, iPhone 8 is something that a bunch of people buy. You don't buy, you get.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm happy to take it if it's an iPhone 5, 6, as long as the obsoleteness has not been completed yet.
Yeah.
So,
but
the pricing is ridiculous for the brand new one. Unless you are that kind of CEO of some huge company and you don't even blink. Otherwise, the Nordic or whatever.
How can you spend $1 lakh on a phone? iPhone and Samsung Galaxy, both phones are over $1 lakh. How can you spend $1 lakh on a phone? I can't conceive it. It's just like,
it's just ridiculous. And people don't even earn $1 lakh a month. I mean, you can't even account for it money wise. They still, Silvery, did you pay $1 lakh for your phone?
No, what? No, not all.
Well, my producer on Week That Wasn't Dead, Mohit Mahale, he's not earning that kind of money, but he can't resist it. And his excuses are, but I do everything on the phone. I say, everybody does everything on the phone. What sense does that make?
Yeah.
The whole world is on the phone. I mean, you can't tell me that, oh, this phone is now my 1 point shop. It's for everyone. You know, that's no argument.
I can't conceive of it, right? I mean, I can't conceive of buying an iPhone. I can't conceive of buying a Galaxy. I'm just like, no, man, I can't spend that much money. Will not come out of my. I can't do it. I just cannot do it. I mean, I'm not as bad as you are, Cyrus, right? I mean, but at the same time,
no. Once again, you're passionate about these products, so in fact, you're in a bit of a bind, I would think, because you study the market, they appeal to you. There's a certain amount of passion, so you are in a bit of flux because sometimes you may be tempted to buy. Then you literally look at things from pros and cons and see what is worth your while.
So I actually find the phones that I'm most interested to buy are generally coming in the 40 to 50,000 rupee range, not the 70, not the lakh rupee range, right? The most interesting phones to me, the OnePlus 8, the Google Pixel, these are all 50-ish, like 5-10,000 up down, right? And these are more interesting to me than the.
How long do they last you? Give or take. How long do they last you? Give it
2 years.
So 45 grand for 2 years. So 22 grand a year is what you spend on the phone.
You're paying 2,000 rupees a month for your phone. Basically, that's what you got to assume.
Okay.
And then do you have other usages for it, right? Like I have an old phone right now, which I use a remote control for my Chromecast, my television.
Okay,
right?
So that's all it does.
That's all I use it for now. I mean, like it's an older phone. I don't use it for anything else, but it just basically, if I want to cast my Netflix or I want to cast Amazon, Hotstar, whatever, I use that as the kind of phone to do it. Because otherwise what happens is that when your phone is there, you get a call in the middle, it's damn tough to pause on your phone and then take the call.
Yeah, fair enough. You also have more phones. I'm a bit of an NGO myself. You know, I just give phones away to whoever I can find. I just feel I see someone on the road, I'm like, take this phone and get on with it. You know, it's like that. I think people, if they circulate their phones, it'll help a lot. There are lots of people who don't want their old phones, but don't really care about the money thing because they don't have a financial issue. Just give the phone away to somebody else who cares more about it. In fact, let's put it out there. My daughter's a huge Apple fan. So anyone wants to send their old Apple products, we're willing to give a shout out.
Maya's going to take an old Apple product. I believe that.
That's true. But I can try and lie to her. No, I can't lie to her. She's one of those Apple geeks. She knows everything about the damn thing, what's coming out, when, where. And she keeps asking me things like, Dad, can we afford the 1,22,000 one? Luckily, Aisha was in the room. My wife was in the room at that point. She was appalled that the question was asked. She was like, I just said no to food. I just said no to dinner from out. But just trying to get tandoori chicken from a local restaurant, probably $500. And she just vetoed that. But very nicely it was asked. You know, it's all this psychology where you invest in the psychology. You start with the point, then you ask it again. And then it's an EMI of psychology till you crack the wall. That was 1,20,000, and this is a few months back. So I don't know what the rate is now.
No, it's the same. It doesn't change that often.
Yeah, 1,22,000 rupees for what is basically a phone which you'll forget somewhere.
Yeah, it's a phone that lasts 2 years. After 2 years, planned obsolescence.
Oops. Okay, that was the question. Chalo, 11 past. Can you quickly do the last one?
Yeah, last one. This is a funny topic suggestion. Comes in from Sid DA. He says, guys, in UP, some patients were given the rabies vaccine instead of a COVID vaccine as they were apparently standing in the wrong line.
What?
Yeah,
1 second.
Crazy.
Did they have 4 legs or 2 legs?
that's no.
Please answer the question.
Rabies vaccine is for humans also.
Yeah, but I'm saying even the doctor or the nurse is a little guilty here. When Abid went, we have a proper conversation in that little cubicle where they put you in, and she asked me a couple of things, and she just pick up the thing and fire it in like that.
That's so true.
That's so true. And if I remember the rabies, I know it must have evolved now. It was a very big injection, at least back in the day, and very different looking from the small.
That you had to take that injection in your stomach. No,
not anymore. Technology is good now. It's not so painful also, but whatever. I'm saying this is great. But anyway, good news is, so they may get COVID, but they can get bitten by dogs anytime, or rats, or bats. Oh, not bats, because bats also give you COVID. Sorry, take bats back. Yeah. Well, beautiful. This is a kind of nice story that makes everybody happy on a Monday morning. Amazing, give us more stories like this. Yeah. Really. Yeah.
So apparently there were 3 women, all 3 of them got the rabies vaccine instead of the COVID-19.
Wow.
So wow. Oh no, okay, I'm reading another story. Okay, someone didn't specify. It says 3 elderly women. So now anything.
So now you're feeling bad.
Now I'm feeling
Well,
bad. Like I mean now
The milk of human kindness now. Oh
Yeah,
no, because they were all
the
their
signs-
victims.
Yeah, the signs won't like.
This is
put up properly or
ageism.
something.
This is ageism. Just because they're old. I fought with an old lady in the morning who told me, wind your dogs on the leash. I said, but they are not harmful. They'll not hurt you. Why are you bothered? So she said, no, I'm scared of dogs. So I said, but that's irrational. You should see a therapist. Are you scared of the tree? Are you scared of the post office? I pointed all the things around. We had a really horrible conversation. I was very bad. I was obnoxious as hell.
Yeah, that's
But
a
it's
horrendous
my
thing to say to somebody.
I mean, what is this irrational thing? I'm scared. I said, what do you mean? I said,
But
when you see a
dude,
black
people
man, you say,
are.
oh, he's black, I'm scared. That's like racism.
No,
You can't just
there
do
are
that.
people who are scared of dogs. I mean,
I've
like,
been nice
that's
too
not
long.
irrational.
I've been nice too long. There's no rationale to it. They mad fear. Like she just take the dogs away. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Then I also mentioned that the lockdown has to be stopped and you get my parks open and I'll take my dogs there. I'm forced to come here. I have no choice. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe you're taking her side. That mean
Of course,
woman.
I'm taking
What has her
her side,
contribution
dude.
been to humanity?
Listen,
She's done nothing to anyone.
I don't mind dogs. I'm good with dogs, right? But I understand a lot of people are afraid of dogs.
Yeah, but when they
A lot of people have
overreact
not
and do this.
grown up with dogs. A lot of people, for
But
them,
you-
like
But if they've got issues, it's in their mind. I explained to her these are harmless dogs. I wouldn't leave them loose if they weren't. Please use your head. The rationale has to come from you. You're the human being. I thought, why aren't you scared of the tree? The tree can fall on you. I told her, don't stand near the tree. And what was that post box? The big post box. I said, when I was young and drunk, we removed that post box. This very same one. Once I remember me, Gaurav Bhatija and Samir Sarai, and we ran around the city emptying the letters. Those were lovely times. Alcohol gave us wings. And we really thought it was a cool thing to do. And then we realized they're all our letters. We all live in the same lane. So my mother's letter to my sister, and to his thing in America, all those letters went for a toss.
When did you do this?
Back in the 90s.
Were you responsible
Early
for my college applications not getting to my colleges?
I don't know why we did it. We've done some stupid things. You used to bring those triangular things home, straight from under the police's nose, and they would even chase us.
Oh yeah,
and we would
the
drive off.
cones, no?
The cones and all, yeah.
That I think is a fairly
Yeah.
standard thing.
Yeah,
Almost
all
everybody
kinds
does
of,
that.
but they're just stupid juvenile things. They start getting worse and worse without you knowing it. Before that, you've almost done a crime. It's like that. Yeah. But anyway, coming back to the lady, so I was quite mean, and but I have to stand my ground because this anti-animal thing has just no end to it, man. Yeah, and they
Well,
they
no,
call it-
I get it. I get.
See, if she was polite and nice, I would have reacted differently. But she was a little aggressive, like, oh, please put the dog on the leash and all that. I'm like, what? The dogs don't even look at you. They don't care about you.
It's
Ignore them.
interesting. That is interesting. You're right. I get the aggravation at your end.
No, you're right. I should have been nicer because anybody hearing us talk with me, bullying an old lady, that's what you would come across as. But I couldn't stop once I
But you have to start sweetly. You can't just be aggressive from the.
Silvery,
point
you'll
one.
never do it. You're you'll see MCBC2 in your mind, but you will never do it. You're too nice with old people. It'll take a long time to cross that. He'll be Hanji,
Like,
sorry.
ji, aunty.
ji.
Oh, sorry, aunty.
And
very
there was
aunty,
a
yes.
ji. Yeah. He'll probably tie himself up. Yeah. All right. Listen, this has been the longest show ever.
Yes.
And we're still in the middle of this COVID tragedy. So if anybody has any answers, because I'm sick of lockdown and I don't know what's happening with the vaccines, is there any other solution? Please write in to the government directly. But we can also take the suggestions. What do you say, Amit?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you have an answer now?
Yeah,
It's
we're
getting
solving
closer to
it, dude.
home.
We're solving this.
That's your answer. That sounds like the Congress. Ho jayega. That's the best answer of all.
Honestly, dude, you're not gonna like my answer, right?
Lockdown for a month.
Not for a month, but at least for a week, 10 days, right? I mean,
I don't have a problem
it-
with lockdown for a week, 10 days. I'm saying just space it out so that we can work. I'm saying you find compromise grounds always. One or the other is no way to work. We've got an Amazon shoot this week. You've got your own stuff lined up. He's got things lined up. Again, we're going to go back to zero. Just when everything was like getting back on its feet.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
yes, if people can't deal with it and there's so much fear that we have to take some action. So whatever. The weekend makes no sense actually because if there's a dip, it's like a token dip. So I think if they did 10 days back to back, really harsh, where nobody leaves the effing house, no shooting, no business, whatever you call it, they'll get some result. Then give another 10 days of work and then try again 10 days, something like that.
Antariksh, I got a question for you. Is Nirja Takkar your mom?
Yep, she is. She's here.
She's in the chat.
Oh, hi, mom. Oh, what is she saying? I don't see
Where is so first question is where is Cyrus shooting from today? And her
Oh,
second
okay.
question was Cyrus and Amit, have you taken the first doses of the vaccine?
She knows we're
So-
old.
it. Yeah.
Yes, she does.
Also,
She must be
also-
wondering why we have to take the second.
Also, I think she's just asking the question even though she knows the answer because she wants to ask a question. Because she watches the show. She knows you guys are taking it.
I got to tell you, never be ashamed of Indian moms. They are wonderful people. I used to be like that because my mother's also a little bit, trying to follow my career when I was younger and this and that. And, sometimes saying the wrong things about how proud they are of the child. But as you get older, trust me, Silvery, that's the only person in your corner. Okay,
Yeah.
so you don't be mean to your mom, whatever happens.
No, never.
At age, when you're 50 years old and everybody is like, oh God, Silvery, the bloody comedian. She's the only one who will still say, my beta is quite talented. So just remember, there's something in that. It's like a mutual fund. Just keep it going. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Are we done?
Yes, we are.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
"2020 is a difficult year. A global pandemic, protests, elections, recessions. You get the picture. What we need is a space where we can have nuanced discussions about global affairs and foreign policy. That's where I come in. My name is Hamsini Hariharan, and I host the States of Anarchy podcast. Every second Tuesday, I speak to experts in the field of international relations to make a little more sense of the world. So join me on the IVM podcast app, website, or wherever you're listening to me right now.
Come learn and experience the ABCDs of being queer with me, Shunetro,
and me, Farhad,
on our show Gay BCD.
The two of us take you through our stories and experiences of being gay men in the city of Mumbai and have candid
and sometimes downright scandalous
conversations about sexuality, gay culture, and everything in between.
Catch new episodes of Gay BCD every Tuesday on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get all your podcasts from.